Okay. Take 5 here.
Yeah. Woo!
I told you. It doesn't even look that bad.
No, it doesn't.
You know, it can be brutal.
Something.
Okay. I'm ready. Give me a
Okay,
give me a softball. A softball question.
Split shorts or half tights?
Half tights.
Okay, so PR or PB?
PB.
Okay. Wait, what? Started?
Yeah.
Might as well. All right. Welcome to another episode of Talking While Running. This time, very stoked. Have a very special guest, Saucony Pro, 211 guy.
211 guy.
And a DePaul alumni. No, Droddy. Is that how you say the last name too? I should have checked.
Droddy.
Droddy,
You're
okay.
extremely close.
Just an inch. All right, well, welcome, dude. Thanks so much for joining us here today.
Thank you.
The show that we talk about running. We're out in lovely Boulder, Colorado, just outside of it. Where are we? What can you say about the run we're doing today, and why did you pick it?
Hey guys. Let's see. We started at Left-Hand Trailhead. That's a pretty classic Boulder spot. We're heading out onto the dirt roads, and you kind of just go forever.
Sick.
Out here, so it's just like a really pretty spot. Nice soft roads, low traffic. Yeah,
Perfect.
A lot of guys out.
Perfect.
As you just saw.
Yeah, who did you recognize them?
Yeah. Couple. Just, I mean, there's a fucking 100.
Yeah.
Good runners out here. So,
Right.
Yeah, it's
The
always
Boulder
good fun.
effect.
Exactly.
So, we were talking before, you've got a little bit of a competition coming up soon.
Yeah.
4 days or so.
Yeah. I leave on Monday.
What's the plan there?
Yeah, so we're going to Michigan for the Michigan Pro half marathon. Good group of guys organized by the Hansons group. And
They basically dominate Michigan.
Yeah, and so we're just going to run around the park twice.
Sick.
And try to run super fast.
Anyone in the field that you're eyeing?
I mean, there's a lot of good guys. Let's see, Jake Riley, U.S. Olympian.
Yep.
He's going to be there. He's requested a pretty fast pace.
Sick.
My teammates are out there. Colin Binney's going. Scott Fauble will be there. Yeah, no shortage of talent. I think a lot of guys are just itching to race.
And so that's in 4 days, October 28th. We might not post this by then, but if it's after, check out the results. I'm sure it'll be fast.
Well, we'll see. This might not be posted at all. Depending on how it goes.
Okay.
I might just go home devastated and we'll scrap the whole project.
Okay, fair enough. So, we mentioned you went to DePaul.
Yep.
Greencastle, Indiana.
Beautiful Greencastle, Indiana, the Boulder of Indiana.
Some would say.
Some would say.
So how did you arrive at that choice? Where are you from originally? How'd you get in this sport? Let's hear the background.
I'm from Indianapolis, Indiana.
Okay.
So, which is about 45 minutes away.
Checks
From
out.
Greencastle. Yeah, I mean, like most people, I started running in high school. My dad was a good runner and just kind of nudged me in that direction.
Sure.
And so I was nothing special. Wasn't training super hard. I never made state.
Okay.
And so I just but by my senior year, I got a pretty good coach.
Okay.
And started running like 40, 50 miles a week, whatever, and got a lot better.
That's it.
So, Division I schools weren't an option for me.
Okay.
But Division III schools were, and I got a good scholarship, and it just opened a lot of doors for me that I was really lucky.
Yeah.
And I got to go to that school. And,
Which is they have some great runners and some great history.
Yeah,
to the
for
program.
sure. The men's program was, not doing super well when I got there, but it was still cool to just have runners around to train with. I hadn't had that before, people to push me.
Right.
Went to a really small high school.
Right.
And so, just having that community was really cool for me, and being in a structured environment I just continued to improve. It was like every year I get a little better, become a little more aware of my potential. And it was just really exciting. I just, I had a great time like doing other things too, and you know, just had a nice trajectory and ended up being an All-American a couple times.
Sick.
And kind of thought that was it when I graduated.
Right. So then what?
I graduated. I thought running was over because, like, what is pro running, right?
Right, yeah. That could be a whole separate episode.
Yeah, and I still wasn't like, you know, I ran 29:40 for 10K. So fine, but not incredible.
Pretty wicked. Yeah.
So I started trying to get a job. I got a couple jobs.
Okay.
I was working as a gardener for a little while, and then at a shoe store. And I kind of floated around for like 3 years.
We love it.
And anyway, the long story short, eventually I was just like, you know, running is my passion.
Right.
Running is like the thing that I think is unique about me in terms of just like the talents that I have to offer the world.
Yeah. Making the most of yourself.
Yeah, got a truck from behind us. And so eventually I was like, that's the thing I want to do, you know?
Yeah. That's, what was the best job, or was there a moment where, okay, cut. Let me rephrase that. Was there a moment, while working a job after college, like a rock bottom almost, where you were like, okay, I need to get back out there?
Kind of. I mean, like, I never hated what I was doing,
okay.
right? Like, but it was at that point where I just felt like, man, I could wake up in 10 years and still be working at the running store.
Yeah.
Which is fine,
Yeah,
but it just wasn't for me. So anyway, I ended up doing a long hike, like a backpacking trip on the John Muir Trail.
Oh, love it.
In California with a few of my friends, and so we just took off for like 6 weeks.
Wow.
And just lived outside and walked and whatever.
Wow, that's cool.
And I definitely came back from that trip with like a renewed purpose to pursue what I was
That's awesome.
passionate about. And so I started sending emails, trying to figure out where I could go run. Because at this point I'm like a washed up runner. Like, you know, I'd still been running, but like not at any kind of pro level. And you know, Richie with the Rich Running Project was the first person to reach out to me. Let's say we go right here.
Cool.
And so
right.
So he was the first person to reach out, and the only person to reach out, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
And so
this is an honest podcast.
Yeah, this is an honest.
Well, it's not even a podcast. I don't know what
an honest program.
Yeah.
There's two honest,
Souls.
well-meaning guys out on a run, totally alone.
Couple cows, but
in nature, being honest. So yeah, I packed up my bags and I just moved out here. Like a couple months after that, and now I'm I guess next week will be 5 years.
Wow.
2 weeks maybe.
That's sick. Congrats.
Thanks, dude. Yeah,
that's awesome.
It went better. Running professionally was never even my goal.
Yeah.
Like, I just wanted to see where the road ended. You know what I mean? I wanted to, like, where does the potential stop? Like, am I a 65-minute half guy? Maybe 64.
Right.
Who knows? And, yeah, so I just went for it, and I'm still doing it.
That's right. So, now you've been in Boulder, like you said, 5 years or so.
Yeah.
What's, let's get one, the best thing about training in Boulder, and then one, maybe the worst, like, with how unique it is.
I mean, Boulder is one of the best places to train, in my opinion. Yeah. I mean, the infrastructure is wonderful. Like, I mean, we're just right outside of town. We have these endless dirt roads. And then we also have a lot of the best runners in the country located here. And so just the bar is very high. And so there's always guys to train with, guys to run with. And I would also use that as probably the main drawback. Because if things aren't going well, you're not super fit, maybe you're injured, then you're in that position of having to like sit back and watch all your friends crush it all the time.
Right. It's like right in front of you.
Yeah. Which you always want your friends to do well, but there's always that, like, you're always thinking about where you stack up in Boulder. It's like, oh God, am I like the worst guy in Boulder right now? Or, you know, and so it's hard to be in a culture of highly successful athletes when you're not being successful. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course. I mean, I think you should measure just based on if you were included in Morgan Pearson's most recent poll. Like,
I have been in some Morgan Pearson polls, so
you're fine. Like,
so this is, I think I'm in a good spot right now. But yeah, it's wonderful. I mean, in Indiana, like, I didn't have a whole lot of guys to run with consistently. And, you know, there were like a couple trails or whatever, but like,
this is next level.
It opened my eyes. I really love being out here and thinking of the history on these roads, and just the Olympians who have like pounded this dirt too, and that's really inspiring.
That's sick.
Even as, like, you know, a 30-year-old marathoner now, it's cool to think about.
So we mentioned the D3 days.
Yeah.
Some would say the glory days.
Yeah.
A perfect segue. You have a podcast.
Oh man, I love the plug. You're very good. D3 Glory Days is a podcast that I started with one of my former teammates, Stu Newstat. I'll be stoked he's getting a shout out.
Good.
And
I'll add him.
Yeah. And so we interview former and current D3 athletes who have been really successful. You know, we've been doing it about a year now. It's been a lot of fun, hearing a lot of stories, you know, people who succeeded from humble beginnings, which I think is a D3 thing.
Yeah, right.
You know, because they're guys who are not going D1. But then you have guys like Will Lear, who went on to run
just world class.
What, like 351?
Yeah.
Something like that. And so, like, great stories. It's just like a slower development timeline.
Yeah, right.
I guess.
So,
it's cool.
If you had a guy or a gal who was, you know, junior, senior year of high school, they're debating between maybe a D1 and a D3, what's the glory days pitch? Like, what? Because I think there's a lot to be said for that decision.
Yeah.
You know?
I think about that a lot, right?
Yeah.
But I can only really think about it in terms of, like, how it would have affected me.
Sure.
And so, I was a 1630 guy in high school, right? So maybe I could have gone to, like, one of those mid-level D1s.
Yeah.
No scholarship. Got the shit kicked out of me in practice all the time. Like, I'd go to these meets and I'd never finish higher than 80th.
Right.
You know, even at my best in D3, like, you know, I was varsity caliber at any D1 school.
Yeah, of course.
But not, like, Z
top
guy.
scorer,
But going Division 3, I was able to, you know, work my way up. I won a few races. Like, I finished top 10 in nationals a couple times. I still wasn't, like, winning everything.
Yeah.
But I was consistently challenged, and I was getting enough success to stay motivated. Where I feel like, you know, if I went to IU, it would have been cool, and maybe I could have walked on. But eventually, just like partying with my friends would have won out.
Yeah,
you know?
100%.
And so in D3, I could still party with my friends and train seriously and have success.
Right.
And so for me, like, yeah, it's a small pond, sure.
Yeah.
But it was cool to be a big fish, you know?
Absolutely. That's what I think a lot of people, hopefully we get some young bucks listen to this and consider that while they're deciding.
Yeah, and it was just like, I honestly credit it as a major reason why I'm still running now. I mean, I'm like 7-8 years later after I graduated, because I graduated still hungry, not burnt out.
That sweet spot of
I was like, okay, we're like the same feeling when I left high school, like, this is going well, but like, there's more.
Yeah, right.
You know?
Yeah.
And so
that's great.
I still feel like that.
That's unreal. I mean, that's what we love to hear. So, while we're on the subject of DePaul and D3, I have some news about Trackster. Woo! The ultimate training app. We knew, and I had to wait for this to announce it.
Is this when I rip off my shirt and I have a Trackster, or I have a Trackster tattoo on my chest?
Do you?
Yeah.
A cease and desist.
Yeah.
No, we're updating the app so that people will be able to connect for the first time ever to their Logger Run account.
Whoa!
To Trackster. And I know you're a Logger Run guy.
Yeah.
So I'd love to talk about, because that came from DePaul. That was a horrible backstory for me.
Yeah, it's cool.
So Noah uses Logger Run. I used that in high school. That was what my coach made us use.
Yeah.
It's a great platform, and now it's integrated with Trackster.
That's awesome.
So,
yeah, so
do you know the people who made it?
Yeah. Yeah, I do. They're DePaul alums.
Yeah.
And they are the owners of the Columbus Running Company.
Right.
And so I know them just, bumping into them over the years and stuff. And yeah, so every run I've done, hey guys, every run that I've done since 2008 is on Logger Run.
Wow.
Yeah, so
that's what we love.
So that's
insane.
Yeah, so it's just really cool for me to be able to click back year by year.
Right.
Especially because I used to use it as more of a journal. So like I could go back to this day in 2009 and like tell you what I ran and like what I was sad about.
Sad boys. Logger Runs for sad boys. No.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about. I mean.
Yeah. We'll go left here.
Okay.
I'm not sure how long we've been running.
It's all good.
Because we'll do it now tonight.
We're at 2.3. Yeah.
All right, let's crush it.
Let's let it rip.
Of course, we're starting back out the bottom of this fucking hill. This thing kills me like every time. It's one of those hills where like there is no amount of fitness that will save you.
You just,
it's like gonna be hard.
Sloshed.
Yeah.
Where's like your favorite spot to work out in Boulder? Do you have one there?
I mean, we work out at kind of the same spots, and to be honest, they're all kind of boring.
Yeah.
It's just like they fit that need of being like an uninterrupted loop with low traffic. And so, really like the inspiring scenery and stuff are for the easy days and long runs.
Yeah.
So
yeah, boring is probably the best for hard workouts. And
yeah, just I run the same loops, hundreds and hundreds of times at this point.
And what's the best long run in town?
I mean, this is part of it.
Okay.
Yeah, and so normally we'd go left where we just turned around. You kind of run up to this plateau, and it's super beautiful. You get like a view of the whole valley. Oh my god. All right, we're done. Interview's paused, so we don't see me working hard.
It's fine, we'll edit the pace after.
Yeah. Are there going to be mile splits down here?
4:44.
What did Parker do?
We actually did that at Rollinsville.
I saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was intense.
Which was brutal.
But beautiful.
Yeah, it was cool.
Okay. Take 5 here.
Yeah. Woo!
I told you. It doesn't even look that bad.
No, it doesn't.
It can be brutal.
Something.
Okay. I'm ready. Give me a
Okay,
give me a softball. Softball question.
Split shorts or half tights?
Half tights.
Okay, so PR or PB?
PB.
Okay. Wait, what? No, I'm just kidding. PB, alright. He's a PB guy, everyone.
PBR.
That's the best answer. Crack one. So, let's get into, I have a couple more things, but I'd love to ask and say congratulations. Congratulations, because you are now an engaged man.
Thank you.
And
thank you very much.
Pretty recently, right?
Yeah, just like 2 weeks ago.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's epic. How did it go down?
Pretty low key.
Cool.
So, I mean, it's something you talk about, right? I don't think.
Yeah.
I think surprise proposals are like probably not a good idea.
Yeah.
Like if you and your girlfriend haven't talked about it,
pretty risky.
It's probably not a great idea to pull out a ring. And so, yeah, I mean, it's something we've been talking about for a long time, and just like, it felt right, and so we picked out a ring, and we went out on a walk with the dogs, and
There we go.
And I just kind of, knelt down. It was casual.
That's beautiful.
But that's kind of our style. So
Yeah.
It was really nice. Feel good about it.
Congrats, that's epic.
Thanks, dude.
I'm getting weepy right now, just thinking about it.
behind these Bud Light sunglasses, the tears are welling.
That's right. Oh yeah, what kind of dogs do you have? We have to ask that.
Oh, thank you so much for asking about dogs. We have a retired racing greyhound.
No way.
Named Sarah. She's 10 years old.
Wow.
And then we have a miniature pincher wiener dog mix, who's 12 years old and blind.
Oh my god.
Named Chandler.
Oh my god.
So we're definitely like a motley crew.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Yeah. We're doing the big dog, little dog thing.
Right.
It's been pretty cool.
So, was the greyhound really a racer?
Yeah. Yeah, she was pretty legit too.
Like father, like daughter?
Yeah, she actually wasn't that good. Like,
Okay.
So you can look up their records.
Okay.
But I mean,
Tippers for dogs?
yeah, but exactly. I mean, that's the thing. But I mean, she ran the 660. Sorry, they race in yards.
Oh.
And she ran like, I don't know, like 45 seconds or something crazy.
Damn.
Greyhounds are fast.
Yeah.
But I always thought that'd be a cool thing, like, especially because I thought I was retired for a while, and that's when I first started looking into those dogs.
Yeah.
And then I decided to go pro.
Right.
And so, but still, yeah, so she's retired, she's chilling. We're a big, happy family.
That's awesome. Wow. The goals, I mean, I can't even say.
We try.
Yeah.
We try.
So, I think we'd have to, we owe it to the 5 people that watch this videos that are more on the running nerd side of things. Hold on, pause.
Oh, it's cut. And we're back. What's up, YouTube? Subscribe. Noah Droddy here. Obviously, you may have come for the Parker Stinson videos, but you're staying for the Noah
That's
Droddy
right.
videos.
That's right. The new chapter.
The new chapter.
Parker. What if we did? Like,
I would love to.
that would be sick.
No, Parker's a good friend.
I'm
just talking
kidding.
trash, yeah.
No, I'd love to get into more, whatever you're willing to, show
Yeah, whatever you
about
want.
your training specifics in something like this. I know you're going for a half coming up, but for the full, what's kind of peak mileage, bread and butter type stuff, and also, who's your coach?
Yeah.
And how does that work?
My coach is Richard Hansen with the Roots Running
Right,
Project.
we did go there.
Yeah, so I've been working with him since I got here. And yeah, I mean, the training is like fairly straightforward. I would say, like, in marathon training, I'm in that like 100 to 110 a week, which is pretty new for me. I ran my first 100-mile week like a year and a half ago.
Wow, okay.
And so that's pretty good mileage for me.
That's pretty insane, yeah.
Yeah, and then the workouts, like, at this point in my career, it's a little different than when I started.
Okay.
But it's, your pretty classic interval on Tuesday or Wednesday. 6 to 8 by mile, 10 to 12 by K, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll do either longer reps, like 3 by 3 mile I did last week.
Okay.
Or a more straightforward tempo at marathon pace.
That's more throughout, just...
Yeah. And that can be anywhere from like 6 to 14 miles at marathon pace up here.
Okay.
And then, it's a long run. So, pretty bread and butter stuff, I think.
Yeah, you're right. What, and the longest long run on your leg, besides a full thon?
Yeah, in my build up to Chicago last year, I did 23.
Dang.
And that was just like a 2.5 hour time on legs kind of deal.
Yeah.
So that's the longest I'll go, probably. It's about 2.5 hours. Yeah.
So, I've also asked this on a previous couple episodes, but you're now 5 years into the game.
Yeah.
Of this pro life, and you have a great club and team and everything. I'd love to brainstorm for a moment what the world of pro running could improve upon. Like what does it need? Because something, obviously we're not at the level of the NFL or pro sports like that in terms of spotlight, but to get it somewhere near there, the world of running needs to do what, in your opinion?
Oh God, we're gonna need a lot more time. Yeah, I mean, we have the 10 man guys up here.
Shout out.
I'm on TV. I'm on TV.
Let's go.
What were we talking about? Oh, pro running.
Well, speaking of which,
Yeah. Shout out to Man Elite.
yeah,
Who actually are doing a lot of the things that I think are necessary.
right. That's
I think-
actually really weird, timing.
Yeah, that was perfect. I think transparency is a huge
Okay.
deal, like letting people see what we do.
Uh-huh.
I think in pro running, especially, there's a tendency to be very insular.
Lefty.
And you don't want to share your training.
Right.
You don't want to appear vulnerable. And I think you have to do those things to be relevant
Yeah.
and to be exciting, right?
Right.
I think like building rivalries
Clutch, yeah.
is key.
You
like,
and Parker.
Yeah, like, and we can be friends,
Yeah.
but we all want to beat each other. So
Uh-huh.
like, let's be vocal about that.
Yeah,
I
embrace
guess.
that.
And God, I'm just gonna ramble.
No,
but,
keep
like,
going, I love it.
Making athletes into like real people.
Yeah.
Not just these like robots cranking out miles, but like
Right.
I do other things. Like we all do other things
Right.
that make us into relatable humans that I think people would like to see.
Definitely.
I would also like, on the business side of things, love to see athletes stop signing non-disclosure agreements.
Yeah.
And so how much I'm being paid and how much everyone is being paid
That's so smart.
and our incentives.
Yeah.
Like so when I go around Chicago, right? I have private bonuses
Yes.
that you'll never know about. But
Well, no.
well, that I can't tell people
Yes.
about. But they would be very compelling storylines to be like, oh man, here's Noah, and he's in 15th place,
Yes.
which sucks, but like, if he breaks 212, he's
Yeah.
gonna make like a
20K or something.
yeah, like a life-altering
Bonus.
amount of money.
That's more, yeah.
Which would be a cool storyline for TV.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and so that I think would be cool. Just TV coverage in general
Should
can
step
go
up.
a long way. It's like if the coverage is telling the audience that this is boring and irrelevant.
Yeah.
Like, okay, there's the start of the 10K, and we're back on the final lap.
Right.
If they're telling the audience that 23 laps of the 10K are irrelevant, people will believe it.
Yeah.
And
Which
that's
is
not-
also completely not.
Yeah,
That's where all the guts of the story is.
yeah, exactly. That's where the storylines come.
Yeah.
Like, that's where all the most beautiful running happens.
Yeah.
And so, I'd love to see it covered like that. That's the end of my rant.
No, that's beautiful. That's,
Yeah.
I think all on point. I'll make some calls.
Yeah, thanks,
See what we
dude.
can do.
I'd love that.
You touched on how you do other things. And I wanted to shout out Barry Mia,
Thank you.
the band. He doesn't just crush miles, he shreds as well.
Yeah.
Would you guys have any shows? Like, what's the plan with the band?
Let's let this guy go
Yeah.
by.
Pause for dramatic effect.
Yeah, no, the band. So that was kind of a COVID project for me.
Okay.
Joining up with them, an opening kind of appeared, and I was like,
Gotcha.
yeah, fuck yeah, let's do that.
Sick.
So straight here would be an out, on left is back home.
Okay.
So I'll let you make the call.
Let's go left. I just want to be safe with the camera.
Yeah, for sure.
Then we can do more.
So
It's already been fired.
no, yeah. So I started. I played in bands in high school and college, and so that was a big thing for me. that was the thing for me before running was the thing.
Okay.
And so having this opportunity now, like many years later, is really cool. And so we've played one show. Obviously, COVID is like putting the kibosh on that, which is cool because I still have to like learn all the songs and everything.
Got you.
Which at this point I know, but like it was nice to have that time. And we also spent some time in the studio, like professionally recording.
That's awesome.
And that, I think, like, I'm really excited for that music to come out because it's on like a dramatically different level than the stuff that they've recorded so far. And I've played no role in it. It's really cool to have been a part of that recording process. And so I'm excited to see those songs.
Wow, that's exciting.
You know?
Any window of when that'll drop or?
February,
all right.
Yeah, so I mean recording is like one of those tedious things like running. It takes like 20 hours to get a song done.
Yeah.
Like a 3-minute song, it's crazy. And so we have a few things to tidy up.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm stoked. It's been a cool project and just like it's nice to take the running shoes off, put a guitar on,
let the hair down.
Let the hair down, keep the hair down, and just step into a different world for a while, you know.
Mm-hmm. So, oh crap! I gotta think of somebody. Damn it! I'll explain in a minute.
Okay.
All right. Well, let's just say, do you know who? I forget his name. Billy, like the Toad. Have you seen that dude on Instagram?
No.
Okay. I'm on a limb.
But I'm interested to see where this is going.
Because when we did this episode with Parker, we had a question that was, we wanted to debate, because Parker had long hair at the time, the best flow in pros. And we threw out your name.
Of course.
I think you came in second.
Second!
So we're going to do the same question, but now we're going to update it, because Parker's cut his hair.
Yeah.
Will Lear cut his hair.
Parker grew up. All these guys are growing up.
Yeah. So now we'll adjust it. Who's got the best lettuce in pro sports? We're going to hear pro running. We'll go Noah Droddy.
The best lettuce?
Long hair, that's what we call it.
I need to, my lingo.
Okay, sorry.
You know, a guy a lot of people sleep on is Andrew Colley.
Okay.
Like he's got.
Oh yeah,
He's got very long hair.
Yeah, Spark.
Yeah.
Sparks. Yeah.
That's pretty legit.
Okay, let's throw him on the board. We'll throw Evan Jaeger.
Evan Jaeger, obviously, he's the king.
Okay.
He's like the prettiest man that has ever existed, and
he's like
none of us
striking.
None of us will ever touch that. He's also like the best fucking runner.
Yeah, he's super fast.
So those are two. I'm trying to think who else is like.
Rory Linklater's got some flow going right now.
Yeah, but he's got a ways.
He's got a ways, yeah.
He's got a ways.
That's more of a tip of the cap.
But he's a new pro, so like, he's got time. I'm trying to think, dude. It's been, like with COVID, it's been so long since I've seen it.
Yeah. Well, shout out Brandon Daughtry.
Yeah.
Who's
sure. Yeah. My teammate Willie Milan bleached his hair and it looks terrible, but like I respect
that's
the
sick.
move, you know, and I remind him every day that he looks terrible.
Yeah.
But still, you know.
You gotta risk it to get the biscuit.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about?
Alright, dude, well, I think that's enough content for the day, but
I nailed it.
you killed it, bro. That was super fun. That was great. I think we covered just about what we needed to. Any loose ends we need to tie up? Or?
Yeah, that's cool with me.
Alright. Okay, we'll do the camera. Thanks for joining me, Noah.
You're so welcome. I really enjoyed it.
We're back to the trailhead. Check out the details and all this stuff about this run will be in the link. Follow Noah on everything. And
seriously, this needs to get more views than Parker. Like, I'm not joking about that.
Run it up.
Yeah, run it up.
All right, thanks again, bro.
Yeah.